What's going on, guys? So today is a follow-up video on our steering wheel paddle shifter video. So there's a lot of different styles of paddle shifters out there, and as you see, we have a couple styles just right in front of you. The ones that are in the car factory are these. So it's all one piece. It doesn't have anything that needs to be assembled at all. It looks like it's a piece of aluminum and a piece of plastic put together. So as you can see on the back there. So I'm gonna run through a couple different styles and how to assemble these. And as we get more different styles throughout the year or years, we'll do some updates and show you how to assemble those. So you can always refer back to the video on how to install these paddles. So this video will break down the couple different styles that we have right now. All these products will be on our website. The links will be below. But first, scroll down, hit that like button. We don't really care about the likes, but YouTube does. So we're trying to get all this knowledge out to the entire community on the Supra products. The easiest option that we have on our website, so there's a couple of these different add-on style paddles. They're pretty cool because all you have to do is peel the 3M tape and voila, you have the paddle on the car. You have a little bit extra. There's no work involved. We have this aluminum option we got as a sample piece. So as you can see there, so it gives you quite a bit of extra room, and like I said, these are super simple to install. Now let's get to the ones that actually take a little bit of assembly. As you see right here, these are the switches and the pieces inside the switch that you need that comes off of the factory paddle. On this style right here, so these just go like this. So on this style, these come as multiple pieces. So you have the paddle, you have the plastic piece that assembles onto the paddle, and then you have this cover for the back. And so all this goes together, then goes on the switch. You'll also run into some that, I just assembled this to put it on here. You'll also run into ones that are just one piece. So they're like the factory paddle, but then you just assemble the back piece. So that's why I have this like this. And then there's a couple other styles that have like 3 screws that go into the back of them. The assembly portion of those are usually in the instructions that you're buying of the paddles, or they're pretty self-explanatory. This is gonna show you this style and how to put the switch on the actual paddle. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we'll start with the downshift negative side, not negative, but minus side. So this right here. So we'll do a carbon fiber one. The aluminum one assembles exactly the same. So there is this, which is the part that actually goes onto the switch. And you'll see here, there is a notch right here. And then there's this little area. If you look, we'll go ahead and slide this together just like this, and it goes ahead and assembles like that. So when it's together, it looks like this. This will break it up so you can kind of see the difference between the black plastic and the silver. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble the back piece. We'll do these both at the same time so you see how they are together once they're all finished. On this, there's a little beveled edge, and on the back here you'll see that it actually there's a spot for it that it like slides up against. So we're gonna go ahead and slide that onto there. So that'll be what it looks like, just like that. Then it comes with a little screw. Sometimes it'll be a Torx, sometimes it'll be a Phillips. And we'll go ahead and screw that in. You do not want to go very tight on that because you're threading a metal screw into some very thin plastic. So this is once it's assembled. So that's that side. We'll go ahead and do the same on here. It's just as simple as setting this on here and it's on. Then we're gonna take our screw and assemble just like that. And again, metal into plastic, be very careful. So now that we have the paddles actually assembled, which is the easy part. And again, if you have a different style, this isn't gonna assemble this way, but all of them will assemble this way. So we're gonna take our switch, we're gonna take our spring, and if you notice right here, there is a pin. And it's actually flexible. It's just a piece of rubber. We're gonna take our spring, we're gonna set our spring on there, and there's a little rocker piece that actually is what activates the switches. So these little things here are the actual switches, and so it depresses that. There's a little notch right here and right here that this slides into. So you can see this has these little rails that slide right in. You got to be careful. You don't want to break that because then you'll have to buy a whole new assembly. And so now that's on there. We have our pin. I'm going to grab these. And if you look on both sides here, there is a hole there and there's a hole right there. One side is smaller than the other. You're going to go in through the big side. Now, to assemble this is very simple, but you got to be careful. Refer to the actual full install so you can see how this goes in a little bit better with it disassembled. I assembled it without the cover and without the paddle. This spring can actually get bent over. You don't want the spring to be bent over at all because it'll cause it to bind and it won't work properly. So right here, there's two holes. You can see maybe this direction or this direction. There's two holes right here. There's these two clear rubberized pieces that go over the plastic here. These are gonna slide into those slots. We're gonna take this and we're gonna hold the switch down, and then we're gonna go ahead and slide this up and over. Make sure your spring goes the way it should. You're almost there. There is a hole and a hole, and they line up with the part inside. So inside here, there's these two holes, and this pin slides through. You're gonna see on this pin, there's a small side and a big side. The small side goes in first, and you're going in through the big hole on here. So we're gonna go ahead and slide it on in. And then I take this T8 Torx because it fits and then stops. So there's like the little beveled piece to it. So you can't, when you're removing these, it'll stop. You won't go all the way through. So I just go ahead and put it offset to the side, just like that. Push it all the way up against, and you want to make sure that this is flush. You don't want this through too far because it'll stick out here and then it'll cause it to bind. You want to make sure this clicks like this. That side's done. Super simple. Now we'll go ahead and run you back through it really quickly over here. Spring, switch depressor. I don't know the proper terminology for that. Then we're going to take our switch. And the spring went in the right spot on this one. And we're gonna take and make sure that's in place. And go small side through the big hole and just like that. And that is how you assemble this style of paddle. Now, how this switch went together is exactly how the stock one goes together. So let's say you put these on, or you put on a different style, and you maybe just don't like the feel of them, you want to go back to stock, or you want to go to a different style, this is going to assemble the exact same way. Once you pull it apart, you'll understand it and you can do it with your eyes closed. It's super simple. You just got to be careful not to lose the pieces that are inside this. The spring and the little button depressor, those are small and very easy. They'll roll away. So just be careful on that. We're testing a bunch of other ones. So there's a stack of them on the way. So these will be on and off the car multiple different times. We haven't decided which color to go with for the moment. So what do you guys think of these? I think they look really cool. They're really nice. The one thing that you're gonna notice when you add any type of length to these, even with the factory, so when you're adding this length to the actual stock one, this is only resting on a pivot point that's right here. So understand that no matter the shifter you get, there's gonna be a little bit of rock to it, so it's not gonna necessarily go flat. You have more torque, it's gonna pivot in that fashion. It's nothing negative, it's just something that we noticed, and I wanted it to be out there so you understood if you ever just bought these, or if you got these, that you're gonna notice that this is gonna have a little rock. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're the company that likes to inform our customers of kind of all the different details and everything you need to know when you're buying a product. So you're not like, well, why does this do this? Well, this is why this does this. It's not much, but it, you know, when we work on these constantly, it's something that we're noticing when you're pushing on something and something's flexing, or we just want to get you guys all the information possible so you can make the decision on what you want to buy. Well, that's why we're here, is to show you that it's really nothing to be afraid of. It's very straightforward. It only takes a couple tools and you're set. You have everything you need. So what do you think? Are any of these something that you would like to have for your Supra? Since we installed these, not something, we don't like to sell parts that are installed, so sometimes we have things that are laying around, but we also just like to hook you guys up. So once we get done testing all these, I'll have a little spot in one of the videos that lets you guys know that we're going to be selling a couple of these as a discount. Some of these things we may actually give away in videos. So the reason I'm telling you this is you want to make sure you're subscribed, make sure that the bell is rung so you can take advantage of that. So if we do any of these, if we give any of these types of things away, for example, we're doing a giveaway for BRZ, we're giving away a set of coilovers. It's something that you want to be in the know. You want to make sure you're subscribed and get some free stuff, or get a discount on just one particular product. If that sounds like something cool, leave us a comment down below. We like the feedback. We appreciate you guys, and just make sure you head over to the website, look at each of these parts and see which one you may want, make an order. As I said before, there is a video on more detail on how to get these in and out of the car. So go ahead and either scroll down, there's a link in the description. There will be one at the end, and there's one up in the card. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.